Peace and salute. Hope everyone's having a splendid day, a positive, elevating day. Let's get it.
Of these mentally dead slaves who've been lost on the cross for decades and centuries.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, this right here, this is called knowledge of self. When you apply that to yourself, you know yourself, you understand? Yo, it's gonna get the third eye open. You can see things for what they are, not for what they appear to be. The brother gave me the knowledge, passed this information to me, and just, whatever the God right there. Yo, peace, born knowledge, peace, God.
Peace, what up, Bobby?
Yo, don't even call me Bobby no more, man.
What they call you?
My name is Prince Rock King.
Oh, that's peace, God. That's peace. How you doing these mathematics, man?
I'm into these mathematics as being wisdom. Let me explain it like this to you, God. I see it.
Ever since my birth, I've had no one to care.
They say wisdom is the wise word spoken by a brother attempting to open the graves of these mentally dead slaves who've been lost on the cross for decades and centuries looking for the liberty, but received nothing but misery and hard times and things of that nature. By the devil and a genocide caper, little boy Peep has lost his sheep, but I found them in a deep, long sleep, 9,000 miles away from home, living the life of a modern-day Flintstone. We the people supposed to be equal, but through men who wrote that, they was evil. Slave owners who did not include us, they just used us and abused us. First they trick you, then mentally kill you, and use technologies to rebuild you. This whole plan was a perfect scam. See, that's why they called it the $6 million man. 6 is the limitation of the devil in the million square miles of land that he settles. Put you in a 3-piece suit, give you loot, chemicals in your head to make you look cute. But use you as a fool to deceive your own people, and fill in my children's head with pins and needles. But I'll take out the pins you inserted, and I'll avenge on my mothers that you murdered and brutalized by this modern form of slavery. To speak the truth, it takes bravery, and no man can stop my flow, because I know what I speak, and I speak what I know. What becomes of a broken family? Dreams are crushed, and there's no more family.
Ever since my birth, I've had no one to care. Ever since my birth, I've had no one to care.
Yo, as if life can be slowed down 20 frames per second seen through Panavision. The inner light in my mind shines, expands the prism. A man of wisdom, victorious in the glorious. Sight beyond sight, we stand up as divine warriors who smite with the mighty right hand of God. Yield the holy sword, swing the holy rod, then bathe in the pond of nirvana, escape the realm of karma, allow the true grace of God who shines in my persona, and build the reconstructional terms that's constructive as we destroy the negative germs that's destructive. Productively, sincerely, we uphold the righteous banner. with the gold touch of Midas, mold the righteous hammer, and then veil to the sound of man's drill. Ignite to the speed of light, cause time to stand still. Rewrite the script for Egypt, who made the Holy Bible? Or Quran, how long ago? Who made the holy title? Of ourself, Lord and Master, who control the vital parts of your heart? Who wrote the wise recitals? Ruler, zigzag, ziggalar, arm, leg, arm, head, still puzzled like the jigsaw.
Ever since my birth, I've had no one to care. Ever since my birth, I've had no one to care. Ever since my birth, I've had no one to care. Ever since my birth.
Man, excuse me, that's a classic. That's by the RZA. It's called The Birth. What did he feature in there? I wonder what he sampled. I wonder what song that was sampled from. Who was that lady singing? Because a lot of RZA stuff sampled from blues or soul music. A lot of good, original, a lot of good music. Now hip hop seems to be just, it ain't even hip hop. You don't learn nothing. Just listening to that song, there's so many seeds that were dropped in that song that could send you on tons of research. But in today's, all you learn is to smoke smoke dead people, kill people, smack bitches and hoes, and you're learning nothing. There's no elevation in any of the music today. It's sad. So I've been looking into found a lot of old pictures, and I when I present old pictures, I just want people to know I'm not saying any of these pictures are factual. Just like I question the Bible and everything else, because they're books that were written. Just because someone writes something doesn't mean it's 100% true, or it's even deciphered right. Someone could write a story about the stars and turn the stars into people. Say a star shot across the sky. They could change the story or what they seen and make a story out of it. So some stuff is coded and some stuff isn't true. I don't know, but that's why I stay open-minded and just true. I agree with that. No. And that's what when I say that, I write uplifting music, and then I also write music when I'm in bad moods, and it kind of is like a stress reliever. But yeah, there is good music created, but you're right. It's the radio is basically took over. It's not just the radio, man. It's YouTube now. With tech being controlled, they have ways to just block all the good stuff out and just pump into the minds of the youth and their non-fully developed minds, all trash. But you know, that's, I think it's our job as elders, or you know, for lack of better words, to plant these seeds. Because when I think a lot of the youth, you know, speaking for me, I was hard-headed and didn't listen, but I'm glad I had good people in my life that would plant seeds. So when I got older, I looked back, and it's never too late to learn or change. Uh, Peace, Mr. Anti Everything. Yeah, it is low. I was thinking that today on the bus. I go out, going out to the main part of the city and looking around, and taking care of a few things. And I was thinking about music. So I started listening. I was looking at this guy's channel on crystals and stuff, because I'm really looking into frequency and light. And I couldn't help but to think about I Clone Tyrone, and just how they throw in our face. If you watch that movie, there's a clip when they're underground in these test labs. And I talked about this in the past live stream. And these two guys, they're playing this hardcore. It'd be like playing "Throw Your Bows in the Club" by Ludacris, and the crowd goes crazy, and they're just chaotic. And it made me think of cymatics, and it made me think of when you're playing this music and it changes your molecular structure. It's chaotic, and that's exactly what we're doing from a micro to macro level. People are all chaotic with these frequencies. It's causing them to spaz out and just do stupid shit. But then when you play beautiful music, you either are in a calm, good mood, and you might even cry. Get a little sad. I mean, it's just, music is really affects people, and a lot of, like, I try to explain this to friends and stuff, but they don't get it because they don't want to. You know, it's not that they're dumb or anything. They don't. Their excuses, I don't have time for that or this and that. They just don't want to learn. And that's fine. That's their choice. But one day they might be bored and think of what I said and go look into it. But yeah, I was thinking that, and how the radio is filled with all that low vibrating stuff, and chaotic sound. Like, you know, now I get when my mother would tell me, turn that garbage off, because it probably put her in a bad mood, the hip hop stuff I was playing. It wasn't what they were saying for the most part, because there was some knowledge, like the RZA, the song I just played. And this is one of his newer albums. So even the RZA, I see why he changed his sound and started using instruments. And he, you know, and some of the Wu-Tang members were mad at him for that, but he's growing, growth. He probably sees the effect of low vibrating music is doing, and he just wants to elevate. He wants to have a better sound, a more clearer. And I was listening to some, I forgot the name of the song, but it was on the channel. I was just talking about the crystals, and this guy had a band on there, and they were playing like old school rock, I would say, or for the most part, not super old school, like 56, probably, I would say music from like 68 to 7, I don't know. But I wasn't mad. Like when I listen to certain, like Raekwon's Cuban Links album, I will be traveling and I'm looking at the ghetto and I'm like, fuck this place, man. And believe it or not, I was listening to some rock and roll today, going through the same area, and I just couldn't help but view things as how beautiful life is. And I'm telling myself, you got to look at the beautiful things in life and stop putting your mind in such a negative place all the time. It's poisonous to the body, and I'm starting to see even more the effects of stuff, and what I need to do to change and better myself. Even the music's playing a big part, and I've always realized it, but I realize it more the more, like I said, I'm studying light and vibration and frequency. It makes more sense. I always noticed when I would listen to music, um, certain music would put me in bad moods. And then I would change. I would go from even what's that group? Rage Against the Machine. They say some powerful stuff in the music, but it's the music. It's the frequency they're playing. And like I said, now I know why my mother would play like Janis Joplin or Jimi Hendrix and good music, and even bluegrass. I used to hate that stuff, but through the years I've learned to actually like some of it. So shout out to Mom Dukes for that. And I think our mind is updating. And the mind controls the body. So if our mind updates, we're learning what affects us and what doesn't. And damn, everyone bounced. And it's a great thing. But I'm going to talk about I used it on the cover of this live stream. And that thing you're seeing is over 9,000 mirrors. And I found pictures of how they would use mirrors back in the days. Large mirrors. Now, people say people weren't advanced. But how the fuck in the 1600s and 1500s they used large mirrors? I'm talking mirrors the size of houses. This ain't no little hand mirror. This is some big shit that they were already realizing what light and reflecting light. Now, they show these pictures, but that doesn't mean that's exactly what was there. I think a lot of this stuff is written to push their agendas and is put in play so you believe their narrative. And I think our ancestors are I know they were way more technological. We need to give more credit to our ancestors. Stop giving credit to the government and these fucking fake bum ass aliens. Peace, Realist McCoy. Peace, Mind's Eye. Kimba, if you're still here, I tagged you in one of my community posts, and I tried to call you, man, and talk to you behind the scenes about it, but your phone's always off, so I don't know. It is what it is. I would rather talk to you behind the scenes so I don't make a whole 20 minutes of talking about what I want to talk to you about frequencies and healing. You wanted to know, so I'm trying to direct you in the right direction because I talked to that person about it. But anyway, I just want to talk about, I wanted to talk about fruits and vegetables and how a lot of these fruits are shaped in vegetables like our body, and the different colors of fruits I heard have different light spectrum, and that plays a part in nutrients and stuff for the body, and the certain light these fruits take in. And I'm just into all this stuff now, and Shout out to Sugar Seas too, man, because watching her videos and learning about the tuning fork and watching her use it helps me to understand a lot of shit, man. And I'm just grateful to meet all y'all, actually. Everyone here, even people that just stay in the chat, they always type in stuff that I like different viewpoints and to hear people's facts, opinions, sometimes theories. Just don't state theories as facts, like the globe and I'm joking. Did I drop a link or no? I don't even know. Hold on. Amana. It's my new word. Amana. Yeah, my bad, McCoy. I didn't come up yesterday. I was on the bus and I was going to talk to some people to handle some business about work and stuff. So, but I was in the chat listening, and I'm glad you started your live, going live and building a channel, man. That's great. That's powerful because you have a lot of stuff, you know, people need to hear. A lot of good truth, information, stuff on health. Like all that is very powerful to anyone, and especially the youth. Like I think the youth doesn't have good elders that we had. You know, our grandparents. It seems, for the most part, elders are disappearing, man. They're under attack just like children are. And there isn't good guidance like back in the days. There's not a lot of clear-minded guidance because the drugs have plagued damn near all of the poorer people's areas, man. Plagued. When you could not nod and fall asleep standing up, you know the community's fucked. I've seen people, I thought they were dead standing up. They were froze, nodding out real slow, going to the ground, but damn near standing up. I'm like, what the fuck has plagued this community? I know what it is, but I don't want to say it. But yeah, I want to talk about McCoy. I've had some people in those positions too, McCoy, but even though they chose what they chose, I still learned something from a lot of them. They still said some wise stuff, and like you said though, they didn't apply, but they didn't what's the word I'm looking for? You said it before. They didn't apply what they speak. They didn't what they preached. They didn't apply in their life. That's why they didn't go down a better road. But I don't want to judge nobody. Every time I start to like say something about people, my conscience kicks in and I'd be like, but remember what you did, Chuck? And peace, Obama. Like, and I start to think, well, who the fuck am I? But when I talk shit about the government, I don't feel like that because they murdered a lot of people and still to this day slowly cook us. Graphene discovery could help generate cheaper and more sustainable hydrogen. Now you see how they're selling that package? they're gonna tell you graphene is good for this and that, and we'll put it in your drinking water, and you'll digest it, or it'll get in your body, and it'll form a web, and it'll create energy that we could use. You know, these people are sick. Just like when the chip comes. Oh, we'll pay you $3,000 a month to get that chip, or paper money ain't no more. So if you don't start using digital, you won't be able to eat. You know, like these people are something else. I'm getting off track. I wish I could share my screen. What would I look up, Realist McCoy? I forgot, man. Trying to look up. Oh, that's what I want to look up. Fruits and vegetables shaped like organs and body parts. Damn, I never noticed that. People always said carrots were good for the eyes. And they're showing a picture of carrots, and they put it next to a eyeball. And it looks like your iris and everything. And that's amazing, man. Looking at pictures right now. 17 foods that resemble your body parts. Let's check it out and their benefits. Now we're talking. That's a Realist McCoy beyond. Now you want my email just to read your stuff? What's going on here? It says some foods both resemble. This is some Dr. Thins. Now usually his name is home. The channel's Homeopathy Treatment. Now usually when I see, do you have any? I know you have some good stuff to say about it, McCoy. If you have free time, I always like listening to McCoy talk about, because I'm trying to learn about this stuff. And I know you practice what you preach. That's why I like hearing you speak about it, bro, because I'm like, when you told me about mix the limes with the lemon, the energy I get when I drink a big glass of freshly squeezed lemon and lime is, it's like my body's been missing that battery acid, that freaking, it's like it charges the body, all that. And now I need to put more minerals. Like, I listened to that Jamaican guy, the one I did a live stream on, the teas and stuff. His grandma, the one where his grandma was 70 something, running a couple miles a day. You know, in her whole life she drank those teas, man. And you know, my roommate is dying of cancer, and I was telling my roommate how those so-called medicines are nothing but a death trap. And he's like, well, what do I do? It's all there is. And I'm like, no, wrong. Mother Earth is the best medicine. You know, I was like, there's teas, there's all types of good stuff that is really good for your body, man. And from what Dr. Sebi said, it had to do with the mucus. I remember him saying that. That stuck with me. And he noticed with the cancers and all this stuff. Now, I'm not a doctor and I don't give medical advice, but this is from stuff that I heard CB say, and I trust that man to a certain extent. Some foods both resemble and nourish specific organs. Ancient herbalists who observed nature believed the appearance of natural things gave clues to its virtues. A nutritious, a nu, a nu, what? A nutritious, oh, a nutritious keeps your body healthy. Nature gives a clue as what food help what part of the body. Healthy foods are beneficial to the whole body. Here are some foods, okay. So they say they show a picture of carrots and eyes. That's a good picture. So, have you ever noticed that sliced carrots look like the human eye? It is clear that a sliced carrot resembles an eye. It is even has patterns of radiating lines that look like the pupil and iris. Carrot gets their orange color from a plant chemical called beta-carotene. I think No just mentioned that, which reduces the risk of developing cataracts and helps to maintain healthy eyesight. Well, I need more carrots because I'm seeing blurry vision in my eyes from looking at the phone for hours sometimes. I need more beta carotene in my life, which reduces the risk of developing cataracts and helps to maintain healthy eyesight. Eating carrots greatly enhances blood flow to the eyes. Nice. The beta carotene protects against macular degeneration, which is an age-related sight problem that affects an individual over the age of 65. Carrot is a primary source of vitamin A, which promotes eye health and protects vision. Nice. Now they show a picture of a tomato. It looks like they put it next to a heart. Now, I don't know where they got that from because a tomato don't look like a heart to me. But anyway, tomato resembles your heart not just in color. Well, so that means what? Vegetables and fruits that are red are good for the blood. Because if you cut a strawberry, excuse me, in half, it resembles a vagina. Tomatoes resemble your heart. Okay, not just the color, but the interior of a tomato has 4 chambers and red in color, just as the structure of the heart that has 4 chambers and are red in color. Tomatoes are loaded with lycopene or lysopene. No, it's lycopene or lycopene. Lycopene. High lycopene consumption plays a significant role in lowering the risk of a stroke. Nice. In patients with pre-high blood pressure, pre-hypertension, or hypertension, tomato and tomato product consumption has a modest lowering effect on both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Grapes, they look like the alveoli. Am I saying this right? The alveoli? I don't know what that is. Grapes resembles the alveoli or the lungs. Okay. The lungs are made of branches of ever smaller airways that finish up with tiny branches of tissue called alveoli. Alveoli or alveoli. These structures allow oxygen to pass through the lungs into the bloodstream. A diet high in fresh grapes has shown to reduce the risk of lung cancer and emphysema. Grape seeds also contain a chemical called proanthocyanidin. Proanthocyanidin that reduce the severity of asthma triggered by allergy. Walnuts. Don't put your nuts on the wall now. Come on, grow up. Walnuts look like the human brain. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Avatar. I thought you were talking about the picture, and I'm gonna get into that picture too that I have. I just wanted to get into a few different topics, and I'm not gonna make a title until the video's done from now on because I don't want people to think I do clickbait or anything. So I'll do the title after the video, and what's talked about the most would be in the title. Thanks, Marcel. A walnut looks like a little brain. A left and right hemisphere, upper cerebrums and lower cerebellums. Even the wrinkles or folds on the nut are similar to those of the neocortex. Walnuts help in developing over 3 dozen neuron transmitters within the brain, enhancing the signaling and encouraging new messaging link between the brain cells. They have a very high content of omega-3 fatty acids, which help to support brain function. Walnuts are a good source of folic acid, vitamin B9, and vitamin E than any other nut and have more antioxidants. Okay. The kidney bean. I love kidney beans, man. I ain't even gonna front. Maybe that's why I crave kidney beans, because my kidneys need them. I love kidney beans. Like when someone told me, it's crazy because when I walk into the store, the first thing that's there is the produce section. And I've always heard by wise individuals, listen to your body, listen to what your body's telling you. And as I'm looking at stuff, I start craving certain fruits and vegetables, and I think my body's trying to tell me it's lacking this, it's lacking that. So it's interesting. Kidney beans are shaped exactly like the human kidney. It actually heals and helps to maintain kidney function and provide a variety of minerals and vitamins, so are generally beneficial to your health. Their fiber, superheroes that help ferry out waste and prevent constipation. That's why you fart a lot. It makes sense. The brain needs copper. That makes sense. I'm going to start creating like these drinks, put walnuts and all types of stuff in there, man. Grind them up really good. Imagine you could create a walnut butter, but just straight up like healthy stuff. Don't put no toxic fat from an animal in there. I'm talking make like pure walnut butter somehow. That would be sweet. Where was I? Anyway. Didn't you mention, McCoy, that you eat a lot of celery? Or who was that said that? I think that might have been Christos. It looks like a bonus structure, because they're saying celery or rhubarb or bok choy. These foods specifically target bone strength. Man, no wonder hippos and stuff are just, people be like, you eat, how are you gonna get muscle? You gotta eat meat, man. And I always tell some people, I'm like, bro, there's the carnivores, right? No, not carnivores. Whatever the damn label is. Plant eating animals are freaking huge, powerful. You know, look at elephants. They don't eat meat. They'll stomp you under the earth. Hippos too. And they probably barely eat. They don't. It's not. I don't. You don't see elephants and hippos eating 24/7 or hunting food to eat. And look how amazing they are. Carrots are garbage. Oh shit. So what would you eat for the eyes? Radishes? Come on, gardeners, where are you? Gardeners should be speaking out on this stuff. Anyway, bones are made up of 23% sodium, and these foods have sodium in them. If you don't have enough sodium in your diet, the body pulls it from the bones. Wow. Making them weak. These foods replenish the skeleton. The skeletal needs of the body. Celery also contains vitamin K, which suppresses the decrease in spinal bone mineral density and helps to prevent bone loss that every woman experiences during menopause. Avocados, pears, and womb? Why would they put womb in there? Cervix of the female, the avocado looks like. It also looks like garlic. Believe it or not. It looks like a garlic thing, and it also looks like them little onions. They are good for the health and functioning of the womb and cervix of the female. When a woman eats one avocado a week, it balances the birth hormones, sheds unwanted birth weight, and can even prevent cervical cancer. Sweet potatoes and pancreas. Man. Fuck meat. About to change. Avocados high in copper. Let me start putting some of this good information up here. Peace crystals. Carrot juice. Shit. Huh. Right. See the carrot juice with the lemon. So what are carrots a hybrid from, McCoy? So sweet potatoes resembles the pancreas and can actually balance the glycemic index of diabetes or diabetics. The oblong sweet potato bears a strong resemblance of the pancreas. and also promotes healthy function in the organ. Sweet potatoes are high in beta carotene, just like carrots. So maybe you could replace carrots with sweet potatoes, and which is a beta carotene, which is a potent antioxidant that protects all tissue of the body, including the pancreas, from damage associated with cancer or aging. Nice. Olives and ovaries. So what you know, I eat olives, and they don't talk about what is good for in a man. Just like avocados. The guy remember I played that video with that jacked up Jamaican dude and his grandma, as I mentioned earlier, showed the roots and leaves and stuff to make teas. Well, he was saying that avocados are good for muscle building and something else. I'm cooking ripe plants. I would love to try Salma's cooking, man. I could tell Salama is a good cook, man. I can just tell. I have a good niche. You know, not really. I'm lying, because out of the handful of women I dated in my life, one was a good cook. One, and that was the last woman I was with, but she's a little crazy and very crazy and violent, psychotic. But anyway, she could cook. But the other women I was with, they were, beautiful and smart, but they just couldn't cook for nothing. That would upset me. They would want to go eat fast food and stuff. And I'm like, what? I want a home cooked meal after work. Anyway, it assists. Oh yeah, we're talking about olives and ovaries. Does it say anything else? Nope. Olives and ovaries. It assists the health and function of the ovaries. An Italian study found, why couldn't it just be a study? A study found that women whose diets included a lot of olive oil had a 30% lower risk of ovarian cancer. Damn, Mom. The reasons are unclear, but the healthy fats in the oil helps suppress genes predisposed to causing cancer. Grapefruits, oranges, other citrus fruits, and mammary glands of a female. So that would be near the breast disease. What? Damn, Dr. Thins, you must be a female. It looks like the mammary glands of the female and actually assist the health of the breasts and the movement of lymph in and out of the breasts. Grapefruit contains substances called limonoids or limonoids. It's probably limonoids, which have been shown to inhibit the development of cancer. Banana and smile. I thought bananas were good for the male. Eating a banana would cheer you up and put a smile on your face. Yeah, okay. It says, hold on. This popular fruit contains a protein called tryptophan. It's tryptophan. When digested, it gets converted into a neurotransmitter called serotonin, which is a mood-regulating chemical in the brain. Bananas can be termed as an antidepressant drug since it adjusts the level of serotonin production in the brain. Peace, Osanyemi. Onions and body cells. Wouldn't the onions be good? Oh, an onion, especially these, but these ain't just regular onions. They're not, you know, these are the reddish onions, or purple. It looks like the body cells. This is research showing onions clear waste material from all the body cells. They even produce tears, which wash the epithelial layers of the eyes. Why do they always make these crazy names for this stuff? So next is ginger and stomach. It looks like the stomach ginger. Commonly used to treat various types of stomach problems, including motion sickness, morning sickness, colic, upset stomach, gas, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, nausea, as well as loss of appetite. And it also aids in digestion. Indians and Chinese have been using it for over 5,000 years to calm the stomach and cure nausea and motion sickness. It also slows down the growth rate of bowel tumors. Mushrooms and airs. Interesting. Very interesting. Ginger, yes. Huh. I got ginger in the fridge. I should make some tea with it. Like McCoy said, boil it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. A mushroom, when sliced in half, resembles the shape of air. Mushrooms improve hearing abilities. They are a great source of vitamin D, which is essential for preventing hearing loss and is healthy for bones, especially the 3 tiny bones in the ear that transmit sound to the brain. Broccoli and cancer cells. But I was just talking about broccoli this morning, how I wanted to make some stir fried with wild brown rice instead of that white trash rice. I wanted to create some sort of a dish with broccoli, steam it, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to lose none of the nutrients. I don't know what happens if you steam it, but I also want some peppers, the 3 different colored peppers, red, orange, or red. Isn't it red, orange, yellow, and green? Anyway, and some other stuff. They also look like the brain too, broccoli. It says broccoli heads look like 100 of cancer cells. Broccoli was enough to reduce the risk of prostate cancer by 45%. Isolated compounds from tea broccoli may help prevent or slow progress of bladder cancer. Ginseng root in the human body. Nice. I need some ginseng root, man. I want pure ginseng root. And I don't even know where to get it and if it's real. Like people down near the south in like Virginia, and there's this big, I remember I used to watch that ginseng root. I think it was on the History Channel back in the day, man. And they used to like have these wars of people would be shooting each other, getting caught on people's land, and they were looking for wild ginseng that grew. And people from China don't even have better ginseng root than we do here. I gotta learn what it looks like, ginseng root. It looks like the human body, and it is a holistic cure for nearly all ailments. Ginseng is widely used for its anti-stress, anti-cancer, immune system modulation, cardiovascular, CNS, whatever that is, and hormonal effects. People who regularly take ginseng having more energy and a sharper mind. Ginseng, ginseng, I need some. What's this? It says we have strong web presence all across the realm, with patients in major countries like United States, Australia, the United Arab Emirates, never heard of that, Canada, United Kingdom, European countries, and even smaller countries like Uganda, Nepal, Bangladesh. Do 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 do. Women's Day. What about Men's Day? Yeah, I know they sell two types over here. What, ginseng? Osanyami? Osanyami? Trying to find, I know there's more stuff that resembles other. See, they keep showing the same ones. Walnut, celery, sweet potatoes, ginger, like red wine. They say is for the blood. A tumbler of red wine can easily pass off as blood when you're trying to take your Halloween decorations to the. Says it has blood thinning properties that can help prevent blood clots. In the long run, this may protect against strokes and heart attacks. Just remember not to go overboard. Moderation is key. Everything in moderation is key. Because if you go overboard with certain teas, it'll ginger in Uganda. Uganda is about to have their own money. They were telling, I seen a video of the Uganda leader or whatever telling his people that the money they have now is going to be worthless very soon. So you better prepare. So I just want to say this whole money thing is what's keeping us. The more we feed into the system and keep using their money, their digital system, it keeps them rich. It keeps them in power over us. The day we don't use their money and stuff, it would be nice for the youth and stuff to learn how to start planting their own food. And I always wished I had a grandmother that had her own garden and taught me that stuff. But I didn't. But I did landscaping, so I know some stuff. But I'm not a master at it. Roast vegetables with marsala is good. What's marsala? Let me write that down. I want to know what marsala is. I got my notes here of different teas and herbs. Marsala. write this down. So I'm gonna make some. Unfortunately, anyway, I ain't gonna talk about my private life too much. But yeah, I am definitely working on changing my diet, just changing me to benefit me. Indian spices, okay. Hold on. You're right. Chai tea yum. It sounds Asian a little bit. Chai tea yum with opium. Nice. Indian spices. Yeah, you know, Indian people, like everyone wants to come to America. And when I talk to people from other countries, like the lady that owns the restaurant up the street, I had a long conversation with her when I bought a pizza. I love her cooking, man. This woman is she makes her own dough, all from fresh ingredients, organic. She knows, because I don't know what made me. She is from, I forgot what part of Africa. Damn it, I forgot the name, but her husband, well, runs a business out here. And he's got money, but she likes to cook and stuff, so her husband, um, I guess, helped her get the business. But anyway, the point is, she was saying in her country they don't grow GMO and all that stuff. And I was talking to her about it. I said, everyone wants to come here. And I was saying, don't you know that a lot of our food in the stores are filled with poison? Right away, she started talking to me. And after an hour of talking or just conversating while she was doing things, she gave me some home cooked food from her. She says, "This is from my country. This is the meals we eat over there, and it's all fresh spices." And man, I'll tell you one thing: it was halal chicken. Right away on the chicken, I could taste. I took one bite. I got home. The spices. You could taste the difference in the chicken compared to the chicken they sell in the stores here. They have their own chickens, and she says they slice the throat and let the blood drain out. It was something to that effect. That instead of them, she was explaining how here they do it, and it keeps all the when you do something to the animal, it keeps all that the violent death they have goes into the meat or something. She was explaining it, and right away I could taste the difference. And the spices she used, just, oh my God. I told her when I seen her, I said, that meal you gave me, I wanted more. I haven't tasted something that good in this country. I'm deprived of home cooked meals. Um, that's all I ever wanted, was a woman that could cook really good with fresh ingredients and have a garden. But that's one thing I picked off bozos. Um, the next woman I find is gonna it's gonna know how to freaking work the earth and have a garden and be able to cook. I'm from the land of curry. Isn't curry a curry go? Isn't that like a spice curry? Curry's good for you. Jamaicans use a lot of curry, if I'm not mistaken. So I had a neighbor that was Jamaican, and man, I used to listen to them talk, and my friend would be like, "They're speaking English." I'm like, "Bro, no, they're not." And he would be like, "Yes, they are. It's broken English." And I'm like, "Bro, stop playing." But they are. After a while, if you listen, Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. You make brilliant salads, big leaf, thyme, different curries. No wonder African people are just strong and healthy. Rich land too. Um, and what those Europeans did to the country over there, it fires me up because, sir, it until someone people that judge just by me being so-called white, uh, in a piece of shit European, and until they get to know me, then they change their mind, and that shit fires me up. What we've done to each other, or what we do to each other, or not we, what they have done to people to make them think like that. But I was watching this thing about Africa and how they have these big high trees over there, and they have like a boardwalk up in the trees. I forgot what part of Africa that was. But anyway, it was so beautiful. Trinidad, fresh food. Isn't Trinidad near Jamaica? No, Trinidad's in Africa, right? What am I talking about? Yeah, you're right, Marcel. Homesick. No. Some of the foods they eat is healthy, especially Uganda. Uganda makes the best roti or roti. Uh, I used to watch this. Um, I was looking at some videos in Uganda, man, and the people live in shacks, and there's like garbage everywhere, and the people are still happy. And and I thought to myself, because I also seen a part of Africa where other countries bring their garbage there, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with people in this world? It's like people have no care for Mother Earth whatsoever. Um, oh, it's only this little part of land. Well, it's like the Hartford dump over here in Connecticut. I remember I used to drive by the highway to go to work, and a good mile away, you would smell the rotting dump, and it was horrible. And it's this big mound of trash. And then when it's real hot, it would start smoking. It's the stench. And yeah, that's one other reason why I wanted to travel, man, was to try different delicacies and countries. But to be honest, um, American government has ruined it for Americans. Because when you travel, man, they know you're from America. And just people have different, not all people, but there are people that have attitudes towards Americans, and I get it. We got to reap what these fuckholes sowed. That's another thing. I had came across a clip of a video of these Marines praying to God to go kill people, and it made me think. Even the Bible, in these Bible books, is these God murdering people, right? Who wants to pray to a God like that? He's so forgiving if you're a murderer. But I said this yesterday on Beth's build. I said they say God gives you free will, but when you use the free will to question a book, you're gonna burn in hell, right? It's crazy. Yeah, Afghanistan food I heard is really good. Indian food. See, I've tried oxtail. I didn't like it. I don't like I've eaten all types of meat because a lot of times I don't have choice. Uh, but now I'm learning better varieties, and I'm trying to learn how to cook myself. And it's not hard at all if you follow directions right. I'm learning that too, and I'm trying to learn healthier options, and I'll do it myself instead of going out to pay high money for stuff. I'd rather buy the ingredients myself organically if I can, and make my own food. But I do like to try women from other countries that cook their dishes that are culture, or you know, I love trying other countries' food. But man, don't they say food is the gateway to a man's heart or something like that? I forgot what it said. Do 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 do. Where is this picture, man? I need to do this report I want to do. There's this picture that I had. There it is. Do 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 do. I can't get that out of my head. What in God's name is going on here? Trying to find the picture I used for the heading in this live stream. Okay. I don't want to learn about Archimedes' mirror. I've done painting, um, sheetrock, roofing, uh, framing, basic carpentry stuff. I've also framed the roof. Now I'm not talking just laying the shingles down. I've ripped the roof up, and I haven't done the shingles because none of the roofers I worked for. I always started at the ground and had to work my way up. And when I would learn everything, the last thing I had was the shingles, and they wouldn't teach me. They had a shingle there. It was like family owned, so they, and the boss told me, well, I'm going to teach you everything, and then you're going to go work for someone else and make more money. Basically, he told me straight up. And I was like, damn. But I've even done framing, like the walking on the trusts, and yeah, I remember that job. That was dope. Every time I drive by this garage, they had a crane and they were swinging the trusts. We had to put them in place and make sure they were level, and they were boards nailed. And he told me to walk into the center of the truss, which there was nothing underneath but the ground, and we were high up. And I'm like, you're crazy, bro. And my boss was a good 200, 300 something pounds. He was fat. And he was walking across it like he was a feather. And I'm like, bro, you got the balls for that? Go ahead. But I'm not. I wouldn't do it. I was shook. But anyway, yeah. If I find a woman that can cook, and just a good woman, period. It's not all about cooking, but I want a woman that can cook and nurture a garden and teach me some things. And I do all handiwork. I can fix anything, man. There's not, you could give me a VCR, or, well, no one has VCRs, but for the most part, fucking give me a laptop, and if it's broke, I'll figure it out. Do anything I put my mind to. My favorite work is painting, though. I can walk with paint on my brush without dripping on a $1 million rug. I can cut without using tape. I don't need tape to tape everything off. I'm just nice like that. And I can cut straight lines without taping, all because of experience and doing lots and lots. Like, even when we would do residential work, it wasn't always commercial. I would still take my time on these shitty project houses we used to paint quick, or I would do college dorms, tons of them in Middletown, Connecticut. They had a college. This guy I worked for had an account, and we would do these dorms, and he'd be like, in and out, in and out. We got to get them all done. And I would do it fast, but also practice on cutting. That's how I got good cutting. While everyone else would use tape to tape, I would just cut. Fuck that taping shit. Unless it's $1 million home, I've done them too, and they want you to tape, then you have to, out of respect. I don't want the, people you work for as the boss. You can't be like, no. Cromwell, I did $1 million home for this guy I worked for. I think it was Tilcon. It was related to Tilcons, which is a major construction company, and they say they're connected to the mafia. So, where the fuck is this mirror, man? I forgot the name of this thing. It has 900 mirrors. This sucks, man. I'm never going to find this picture for the most part. Psych. Let me see. How do I get to this? Copy. I don't want to. Wait a minute. Why won't it show me all these sites I saved? I figured out how to do that on my. What's this? No. How the hell do they got my credit card thing? There we go, saved. Boom, shakalaka. Alright, I think I'm gonna find it. Where is that one? Is it this one? We'll find it. Had to be this one. This is building. That's the one I used in the cover of this video. I was interested when I seen that building because it reminded me of the things they put on your roof for when they beam, like they say it's beaming to satellites, cable satellite dishes. That's what it reminded me of, this building, but it had mirrors. And it's shaped like a satellite dish. Let's see. Oh, it's in freaking Dutch. What's going on here? Or this could be German or Russian, for all I know. There's a solar cooker from 1953 designed and made in India. India was always ahead of their time here with creating these. Here it is. So it says in the 18th century, burning mirrors or lenses were used in chemistry experiments. They had advantages over burning charcoal as the heat from the sun did not produce any pollutants, which could contaminate the experiment. Blah, blah, blah. For example, Joseph Priestley used a burning mirror in the celebrated experiments. Da, 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 da. It says today the world's largest solar furnace at Font Romeu Odilo via in southern France is used as a research site to study high temperatures. It says this was built in the 1960s and uses 9,600 mirrors. This is the picture you see for the live stream to reflect the sun's rays onto a central target. Within a few seconds, the temperature of 3,500 Celsius can be reached. This is so. That's all it says. But I want to research this damn thing even more. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to look at it more. Because that's what I'm doing. Okay. Wikipedia. Solar furnace. So that's all this thing has about it? Wow. It says the solar furnace can be used to generate electricity, melt steel, or make hydrogen fuel. The parabolic mirror array. That's what I'm going over now. Peace, Orphan Annie. Can't say that name, but peace to 707. You know, because I was looking up direct energy weapons, and because after what happened in Hawaii and in California before that, and then the good old New York City event, and when I learned about the Dews, it all made sense of the September event. How the building turned to dust. And then when Voyage came, when he used to come here, and he showed that picture of the towers, and there was, you could see right through them. It just struck in my mind. No wonder they didn't find desks and chairs and stuff like that, because maybe they emptied the buildings out, and maybe that was a demolition that was supposed to happen, or yeah, and then they used that to test their dues. But when I looked up old school direct energy weapons, I found these mirrors and stuff they were using back in the days. They would put giant mirrors on ships, supposedly. I don't know how true that is. Or they would have like a high building or a high hill, and they would put giant mirrors and reflect the light and cause fires. How true is that? Nice. Parabolic mirrors. I'm gonna look that up. Oh, be what it is. Okay. Duh. If I would have just took time to really look at it, I could have figured that out. I feel stupid now. Haha. I didn't take my time to wow. Um Parabolic mirrors. I've I've heard of them, but I'm not gonna sit here in front like, let's see, parabolic mirror. Is a reflective surface used to collect or project energy such as light, sound, radio waves. Its shape is part of circular paraboloid or paraboloid. That is a surface generated by a parabola revolving around its axis. Huh. What if they had one of those at the center, and that's what is creating the sun and the moon, a parabolic dish from a central point. Anyway, the parabolic reflector transforms an incoming plane wave traveling along the axis into a spherical wave, converging towards the focus. Conversely, a spherical wave generated by a point source placed in the focus is reflected into a plane wave propagating as a collimated beam along the axis. A circular paraboloid. Paraboloid. Interesting. Interesting. Parabolic reflectors are used to collect energy from a distant source. For example, sound waves or incoming starlight. Interesting. Now, that's even more interesting. Since the principles of reflection are reversible, parabolic reflectors can also be used to collimate radiation from an isotropic source into a parallel beam. In optics, parabolic mirrors are used to gather light in reflecting Hold on. What's that channel where Homeboy was saying they use parabolic dishes up near the firmament? Forgot the name of his channel, man. I know he calls himself Boogie and his wife there, Beth, I think. What was the name of his channel? I'm subscribed to it. I just can't. Let me think of the name. Bex. That's her name. And not the Bex that comes here. I think it was Boogie and Bex. Anyway, I'll look his channel up in a minute. The name will come to me. In optics, parabolic mirrors are used to gather light in reflecting telescopes and solar furnaces. Boogeyman, there you go. Thanks, Phil. There you go. It's right there. He calls himself Boogie and Bex. Yeah, I remember when he first started his channel. When you said we're on a big spaceship flying through space, he had me lost on that, man. I just can't agree with that. But I respect everyone and their viewpoints because I learned a lot from that guy, man. So, like I say, everyone ain't gonna agree with everything people say, but I respect everyone's viewpoints because I want the same respect back. And it's just anyway. Let me just continue with this because this is getting real interesting here. Where did I leave off? Peace, Phil. Let me see. I don't know if the link is still up there anyway. It's probably long gone by now. Where did I leave off? Okay. Parabolic mirrors are used to gather light in reflecting telescopes and solar furnaces and projects a beam of light in flashlights, searchlights, stage spotlights, and car headlights. In radio, parabolic antennas are used to radiate a narrow beam of radio waves for point-to-point communications and satellite dishes and microwave relays. So they shoot the beam up to something that's somehow maybe it's a satelloon, and then it beams it. Because if you shot a straight beam, there would be stuff in the way like mountains and buildings, so you would have to like a triangle up, bing, and then they'll reflect it back down to the other. Okay, relay points. An array of mirrors in the matrix points towards an internal focal point would create a hologram. Blue beam. Shiny curved surface focuses the sun's energy. Multiply that by multiple mirrors. Add a mechanism that opens and closes like a flower. To give distance adjustment. Death ray. Interesting. To locate. Okay. And communication satellites and microwave relay stations, and to locate aircraft, ships, and vehicles and radar sets. In acoustics, parabolic microphones are used to record faraway sounds such as bird calls and sports reporting, and to eavesdrop on private conversations and espionage and law enforcement. Nice. These fuckers put that right in our face, huh? Bastards. Theory. What's a theory? It says theory. Strictly, the three-dimensional shape of the reflector is called a paraboloid. A parabola is the two-dimensional figure. The distinction is like that between a sphere and a circle. However, in informal language, the word parabola and its associated adjective parabolic are often used in place of paraboloid and paraboloidal. If a parabola is positioned in Cartesian coordinates with its vertex at the origin and its axis of symmetry along the y-axis, so the parabola opens upward. Its equation is where F is its focal point. Anyway, I'm not doing all this mathematical stuff. Yeah, that looks just like a parabolic dish. Okay, let me take these schematics and save this picture because that's perfect. The parabolic reflector functions due to the geometric properties of the I hate that word, paraboloidal shape. Any incoming ray that is parallel to the axis of the dish will reflect to a central point or focus. Because many types of energy can be reflected in this way. Parabolic reflectors can be used to collect and concentrate energy entering the reflector at a particular angle. Similarly, energy radiating from the focus to the dish can be transmitted outward in a beam that is parallel to the axis of the dish. In contrast with spherical reflectors, which suffer from a spherical aberration that becomes stronger as the ratio of the beam diameter to the focal point, the focal distance becomes larger. Parabolic reflectors can be made to accommodate beams of any width. However, if the incoming beam makes a non-zero angle with the axis, or if the emitting point source is not placed in the focus, parabolic reflectors suffer from an aberration called coma. Yeah, you're gonna fucking burn that fucker out maybe. This is primarily of interest in telescopes because most other applications do not require sharp resolution off the axis of the parabola. So maybe somebody created this fucking thing when they put a beam into a telescope, right? They took a laser, you know, I always wanted to do that. Take a laser pointer, take a telescope, and put the beam through the part you look, or vice versa, to reflect it off these mirrors. I wonder if it would enhance it, or what it would do. I have a telescope, but the problem is the person that gave it to me said it's missing two mirrors because Ding Dong took it apart and couldn't put it back together, unfortunately. So it's missing two mirrors. Kimba, I tagged you in my post. I got some information for you. But I'll talk to you about it if you ever turn your dang phone on. But yeah, parabolic mirrors are interesting. I gotta learn more about them, for sure. Because now that I look at this building, like I said before, parabolic mirrors is brought up, that's what this thing looks like. But I said it looks like one of the satellite dishes on a house. So this is an interesting building here in Bajorn Apple. Where is that? Warden. What the heck is this? I have to translate this now. Babel. Wow. They call language Babel here in Wikipedia. Sweet. Now what the heck is this? I have to translate this now. It's gonna bother me if I don't. I don't know what this is. Nice. The universe that others call the library is composed of an unidentified, possibly infinite number of hexagonal galleries. From each hex, one can see the lower and upper floors limitless. The library is complete, and its shelves record every possible combination of the 20 or so orthographic characters, the number in which L byte extremely large. What is this thing talking about here? Warden. Oh, that's the photo credit. a solar furnace can be used to generate, so it can melt steel too, which is very interesting. Yeah, it does, Salama, because the Tower of Babel, you know, that's why people say stop babbling. Um, and when I look at the Tower of Babel, it reminds me of a radio tower. Um, it could have been a language center that had computers, and like Google has a translation. Um, they said everyone spoke the same language until the world was split up. Um, and the tower was destroyed. So maybe the tower was translating people's languages for them, and when it broke down or was destroyed, people couldn't communicate. That's why. Just a theory. Oh my god, I'm about to go outside and punch that dude. Who sent them to do that? A solar furnace is a structure that uses concentrated solar power to produce high temperatures, usually for industry. Parabolic mirrors or heliostats concentrate light isolation onto a focal point. The temperature at the focal point may reach 3,500 Celsius or 6,330 Fahrenheit. And this heat can be used to generate electricity, melt steel, and make hydrogen fuel or nanomaterials. Interesting. The largest solar furnace is at Odilo in the Pyrenees Orientals in France, opened in 1970. It says its uses. What? The rays are focused onto an area size of a cooking pot. But it can melt steel. It says, but to produce hydrogen by cracking methane molecules. Like these, I think it's a weapon, man. Screw that. I think Kimba's in the beginning of the video. Peace, Chief 18 Wheels. If anyone wants to hit the link, I've been talking for almost 2 hours straight, but I'm gonna keep looking up. I know I can't show pictures, and unless someone could share. I wish Lucid was here, but man, that sucked. My bad. Always something in this fucking life. Sahara. I gotta check that movie out. Everyone ever heard of Archimedes' mirror? I found this laser-like focus, and it shows a picture of Superman with his eyes with lasers, which is interesting. The sun rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Huh. Alexander Graham Bell said that. If you have heard of Archimedes of Syracuse, you will most likely know him as one of the greatest mathematicians ever known. Another string to Archimedes' bow was that he designed war machines using mathematic principles to bring about destruction of the Roman army. Wasn't he German? No, I don't know. Legend has it he created a death ray by focusing sunlight through a sequence of mirrors. Greeks used this death ray to destroy Roman ships that were attempting to invade Greece. By focusing these rays, the death ray created a point of intense heat that set the enemy ships on fire. This Thursday, no, who cares about that? The laser beam versus dispersed light. Laser is an acronym for light amplified by stimulated emission of radiation. Light, so laser means light amplified by stimulated emission of radiation. Interesting. To form a laser, electrons in the atoms of special glasses, crystals. See, I was talking to someone this morning about that, how they dig up crystals a lot. And, I know people use crystals for healing, but they also use crystals. If you got crystals and you got a laser pointer, I used to have a laser pointer. I used to play around. My mom had these crystals that would hang in front of the window because when the light would shine through the window, the sun, the crystals would make colors all over the room. And I used to point the laser pointer at it, and it would disperse the laser all over the place. It's pretty dope. But he's excited electron shift. Okay. Says electrons shift from a lower energy orbit to a higher energy orbit around the atom's nucleus. When they return to their normal or ground state, the electrons emit photons, particles of light. These photons are all the same wavelength and are coherent, meaning the crests and troughs of the light waves are all in lockstep. In contrast, or binary visible light comprises multiple wavelengths and is not coherent. The light from a flashlight or sunlight spreads in many directions, thankfully. It says, in contrast, a laser beam emits a tightly concentrated light. And because laser light is coherent, it can stay focused over vast distances. It says, people are energy. Think for a moment of your people as pockets of energy. Now think of the specific characteristics we have identified above. When the rays of the sun are dispersed, they do not burn. They are visible and they are active, but they are not impactful like a laser beam. Imagine now that your people are clear on their purpose, their vision, and their role in the attainment of that vision. This is akin to light waves. Oh no, yeah, akin to light waves working together in unison and in a common direction. The light waves require coherence to become ultra effective. People are made of energy, and people are more committed when they are clear on their purpose. Anyway. Well, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it. I'm tired of I read for 2 hours. And yeah, why is that up there? I didn't put that up there. Um, Peace, Paula. Can't believe I rambled on for 2 hours. Time flies. Now I heard. Thanks for Phil dropping that name too. Boogie's channel talked about parabolic mirrors and dishes and all this stuff. Now it all makes sense. Yeah, I have cats that tend to always. Well, I guess I'll play a song then or something until Paula comes up or something. Um, so I don't know. That's what I'm gonna do, I guess. I was gonna close it down.
And lies throughout the news. They manufacture opinions and form all of your views. Everything we think we know is actually opposite of the truth. But what do you do when reality's fraudulent? The whole system is rigged. It's an illusion of choice. You can keep screaming and yelling, end up losing your voice. What's the point? What's the point? That's what I ask sometimes. Roll a joint, smoke that joint, and then I smash some rhymes. I'm still a slave, but that boy overdose is hard to control. How far will he go? Much further than you possibly know. ODD TV, I've been doing this. I have to get deep because half of you are asleep, the other half are just sheep. Wakey, wakey, wake the fuck up, man. I'm really sick of this. They rub the truth all up in our faces and it's ridiculous. They always keep the odds stacked against us and we can't seem to win. After seeing all the things I've seen, I'll never sleep again.
Everything is a lie. Slave till the day you die. World full of boogeymen. I'll never sleep again. Rules that you must obey. Can't seem to get away. It's making my head spin. I'll never sleep again.
Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again. We live in a prison cube, ruled over by the hexagon. Nothing but witchcraft and black magic spells in your lexicon. Search till the day you're dead and gone. There's gotta be some way out of here. Looking up at the sky, just watching chemical clouds appear. They got these toxic heavy metals filling up your body. You're a zombie, unaware that you serve the Illuminati. Man, how's your head feel after taking that red pill? When you learn the truth, it's scary. You can barely stand still. The Matrix is a computer-generated dreamland. Most certainly you're a worker bee for the queen, man. They lie to us about outer space and the earth is flat. They're killing us with the food they sell us. What's worse than that? You may wake up, but that doesn't mean the world's gonna change. It can stress you out, make you depressed, or fill you up with rage. We're in a cage, the whole world is nothing but a stage. And we're almost there, so be prepared for the coming age.
Everything is a lie. Slave till the day you die. World full of boogeymen. I'll never sleep again. Rules that you must obey. Can't seem to get away. It's making my head spin. I'll never sleep again.
Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Never sleep again.
sleep again.
It's just not possible. Put the truth in the movies and lies throughout the news. They manufacture opinions and form all of your views.
Well, I don't know. I played a song, came back, and no one still don't want to come up. So I might just end it. I get it. People don't want to conversate. That's why I took 2 days off. But it's cool. So I'm probably just going to close it down. Not waiting no 15 minutes. I have no more to entertain. I'm not going to dance around like a clown at a circus for 20 minutes. Damn, it was nice and sunny this morning and they sprayed. Now it's all cloudy and cold. But thanks for everybody, man, coming through, listening to what I was talking about. I got to change the title. Peace to Phil. So I'm Chief 18 Wheels, Paula, No, Realist McCoy, Marcel, Be What It Is, Kimba, Orphan Annie, and everybody, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll open up another stream. If anyone wants to chop it up, I'm out of here.